Okay, so I have no idea why I did this, but I did. And I'm loving it and hating it at the same time. We'll talk about it coming up on the EntreFit podcast. Do you want to create, market, or scale your online fitness business? My name's Sean Garner, and here we give real fit pros the tips, tools, and strategies they need to succeed online. Welcome to the EntreFit podcast. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the EntreFit podcast. If this is your first time, hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We help the real fit pros win online. So hopefully this adds a lot of value to you. You share with your fit pro friends, and we help the real fit pros take back the online fitness space. All right, so my super dramatic intro there, I guess. I started the 75 Hard Challenge by Andy Frisella. If you guys know what that is, you know what I've gotten into. But if you don't know, let me give you a quick rundown of what the 75 Hard Challenge is. I've got my 75 Hard app right here where I'm tracking everything. I'm on day 8 today. This is what the 75 Hard Challenge is. I'm going to explain why I'm doing it, and it's not what you think it is. So this is the 75 Hard Challenge. 2 45-minute workouts each day. One of the workouts must be outdoors. You must follow a diet. There are 0 alcohol or cheat meals allowed. You must drink 1 gallon of water a day. Read 10 pages per day in a nonfiction business or personal development book, and take a daily progress picture. That is the 75 Hard Challenge. You do that for 75 days with 0 compromise at all. To give you an example of a compromise, let's say I'm making chocolate chip pancakes for the kids. Chocolate chip falls on the countertop. I grab that chocolate chip, pop it in my mouth. That means starting over at day 0 again because I compromised. You might think that sounds a little extreme, and maybe it is, but that's probably, if I'm just being real, why most people never find success is because we justify these compromises to ourselves all the time. So I am doing this. It sounds like it's a physical body transformation challenge. It's not. And Andy Frisella even says that. And that's not why I'm doing it, even though it sounds like that's what it is. Because if you just look at it on the surface, it's like, oh yeah, you're just working out and eating really strict, no cheat meals, drinking a lot of water. All right, cool. That's what it sounds like, but you don't understand what's really actually happening if you do it right. Now, listen, you could just do this as like a general body transformation. You're going to see great results. Absolutely, that is going to be a byproduct of what happens with this. But that is not, at least for me, and from my understanding, several other people that have really gone through and taken this seriously, that's not the end goal. For me, and for others as well, the end goal is increased self-discipline. I believe very much we live in a world society and even industry where people want to justify failures and they compromise all the time. They want to make excuses for why things didn't work out, how they had an unfair advantage against them, and live a life of compromise. I grew up and I spent the majority of my life, I'm 35 or 36, I can't remember, I have to ask my wife all the time. I think I'm 35. 35 feels right. I spent the good first 32 years of my life making excuses for myself, arguing, being lazy, lacking discipline. And honestly, Sean now can look at Sean, even just 3 to 5 years ago, and like, dude, you were an idiot. Like, I would want to smack my own self. But once I started to figure out and take ownership of my own issues, and start really trying to put self-discipline as a priority in my life, that's whenever I can say that I found, quote-unquote, success. And to me, all success means, is my definition of success, is being intentional with your intentions and not living a life of compromise. It has not, success to me has nothing to do with how much money you make or how big or popular you are or you get on social media. It has nothing to do with the car I drive or the house that I have or anything like that. For me, it means 100% owning my day, being a person of discipline, and just living a life of intention. This is the Sean Garner short definition is living a life of purpose on purpose. And so what that means to me is, one is having a life of purpose and doing it on purpose intentionally. So to me, living a life of purpose, well, if you're going to live a life of purpose, you got to know your purpose. I believe that there's so many people that are out there just struggling, trying to find, searching for the meaning of life, and they don't actually know why they're here. I believe every single one of us has a purpose, a divine purpose inside of you. You are called. You have unique gifts, skills, and abilities that make you different from me, from anyone else, and it's about discovering that purpose and living that out. And then the second part of that is living it on purpose. I see a lot of people that, like quote unquote, look like they have success. And maybe they're just kind of going through the motions. That's not what it is for me. For me, it's about living out your purpose on purpose, being intentional with everything that you do. And that's what really attracted to me to this program, because if you look at it on the surface, most fit pros, this is probably what most of their days look like. Working out for an hour and a half. Yes, it's 45 minutes. There's a lot of fine rules with this, guys. You can go to, I believe it's andyfrisella.com/75hard, or you just Google 75 hard. There's tons of stuff on this. It's a free challenge to do. There's no payment with it. But there is a huge reward if you go through it. I promise you that, because as I go through it, each day sucks. But at the end of it, I'm like, man, that's pretty cool that I did that. Because why I was saying that I like it is it's about being intentional with all this stuff. Because most trainers would look at that and be like, oh yeah, it's kind of what I do now on an average day. But it's about being intentional and making sure that it happens without compromise. Zero compromise for 75 days straight. My biggest worry with this, with failing, is the scenario that I described earlier. Got 3 kids. My wife and I are always making them snacks and stuff like that. And my thought is like just being like, off in La La Land as I'm out, making them snacks and just like popping a little M&M in my mouth or something like that. That's failure. Like there might be some people that would say, oh, well, you're being too hard. Like, no. For me, that's failure because I compromise. The whole point of this is developing extreme discipline and a life of no compromise. So if you compromise on those little things, guys, how you do one thing is how you do all things. I have noticed whenever I am super disciplined about one area of my life, it transfers over to everything. The same is the inverse. If I let compromise come into one area of my life, it's going to transfer over to every other area of my life. And I do not want to live a life of compromise. I want to live a life of purpose on purpose. So that's my biggest concern, honestly, that I see with this is just not being in a strong state of mind, being zoned out, and making a stupid thing where I just forget something. So that's what the biggest thing for me that I'm hoping to get out of this is now every single part of my day, I have to be extremely focused and intentional with everything that I do. We're going out to dinner. Man, I have to be really intentional. And before we get to the restaurant, I already have to know what I'm going to eat to make sure that it stays within the meal plan that I'm following. Because that's the thing with this. There's no extreme strict diet that you have to follow. You just have to follow a meal plan. For me, I'm following a paleo type style of nutrition program, eating about 2,200 calories per day, which I can already tell based upon the training volume. I way undershot my calories, so we'll probably have to bump that up a little bit, and we'll still stay eating on the strict paleo. But guys, I would highly encourage you if you are looking for increased discipline and a way to kind of honestly probably more so challenge your discipline, look into this. It is not for everyone. It's only for those people that really want to take their discipline to the next level. Because this, if I could narrow any aspect down to somebody's success with anything, it's 100% discipline. If you can consistently do the things that you don't want to do but know you need to do, And that's the secret to success with any of this stuff. So that's what we're in, guys. So if you follow my journey on Instagram, I've been posting about it. We're at day 8 as the time of this recording. So it might be, by the time this comes out, probably another week out of that. So come follow me. It's at Sean Garner, SeanGarner on Instagram. You can kind of check out the day by day. Most of my day, honestly, is extremely strict and rigid. Because I'm doing things like podcasts and keeping up with this and all the other responsibilities that I have. So it might be just quick, like, hey, this is what I ate today. Oh, hey, here's, workout number 2. But yeah, keep up with me on there, guys. And after I finish this, I don't feel honored to reach out to Mr. Frisella to have interview him for the podcast here. But if I finish, I'm not going to say if, words are power. When I finish this, 75 hard challenge, I'd love the opportunity to have Mr. Frisella come on the podcast. Just ask 5 quick questions and hopefully add value to you guys as well with that. So hope this episode adds value to you guys. Share this with a Fit Pro friend. I'm trying to help the real Fit Pros to succeed and win online. I can't do that without your help. And if you are a real Fit Pro and you're like, man, this Sean guy, it's kind of goofy, but I think there's something to him. Love the opportunity to talk to you a little bit more. Guys, always feel free to shoot me a text. 833-445-1348. Again, it's 833-445-1348. It's in the description below if you're watching us on YouTube, or in the description of this episode, in the show notes if you're listening to us on wherever your favorite audio podcast is listened to. Love the opportunity to talk to you guys. Shoot me a text me Fit Pro. Love to connect, hear a little bit more about your current fitness business, what your goals are, see how I can help. Love you guys. Have an awesome day, and we will talk to you again soon.